Today marks the 4-year anniversary of Hurricane-Florence that goes down in history as one of the worst flooding events in North Carolina. Chris Mulcahy ranks the top 5 worst North Carolina floods and tells us where Florence falls on the list in this week's Weather IQ.
Floods happen every year in North Carolina, but some can be catastrophic and unlike any other. Here are the 5 worst floods in North Carolina history in this week's Weather IQ. Number 5, Watauga County, August 1940. Boone saw 8 inches of rain in one day, causing thousands of landslides in the area. 20 deaths were blamed in this event, and this was the worst flood on record for the northern mountains. Number 4, mountain flooding, July 1916. 2 tropical systems drenched the mountains for a week in mid-July. The Asheville area was hit the hardest as the French Broad River reached 5 feet above major flood stage up to 23 feet. This event holds 2 state records for rainfall in a 24-hour period and as our deadliest tropical storm. Number 3, Hurricane-Floyd, September 1999. Floyd was the first hurricane to cause significant inland and freshwater flooding in North Carolina. Hurricane Dennis primed the flood threat just 2 weeks prior. Then, Floyd dumped 12 to 18 inches of rain. The historic town of Princeville was inundated with more than 20 feet of water after a levee breached. Number 2, Hurricane Matthew, October 2016. Matthew never made landfall in North Carolina, but the tropical moisture pumped in produced more than a foot of rainfall in areas like Fayetteville, who were already wet after tropical storms Hermine and Julia. The Cape Fear and Neuse rivers both reached then historic crests, and the high water mark in Kinston remains the all-time record. Number 1, Hurricane-Florence, September 2018. No other event matches the extent and severity of Florence due to how long it lasted and how much it rained. Storms slowed to a snail's pace as it moved inland, dropping more than 12 inches of rainfall across the Sandhills and the southern coastal plain, with nearly 3 feet of rain in Bladen, Onslow, and Carteret counties. I-95 was completely underwater for days to weeks after the storm. All 5 of these events have one thing in common. All were derived from tropical storms and hurricanes. With WCNC Charlotte, I'm meteorologist Chris Mulcahy.